Who then?
Well, he ain't asking you. He's asking Hap.
It's the same thing.
No, it ain't the same thing. Guy like you in Grovetown start the next goddamn Civil War.
Well, I can't help it if I'm bursting with charm.
You bursting with bullshit's what you bursting with. Now, Hap, you take my advice. You go down there, you get in, you get out. You don't take Leonard with you. Grovetown and black folk don't mix. And Leonard Pine does not play well with others.
Leonard Pine from the TV series Hap and Leonard. Season 3 returning tomorrow at 10 p.m. on Sundance TV. The man that plays Leonard Pine, good friend. I've had a really enjoyable time watching him take on roles and transform from my friend to these characters that we've seen him play on a litany of great shows. He doesn't pick bad roles. I give him credit for that. DB, it's some of the accolades.
One of my favorites. I mean, everybody knows him from The Wire. I mean,
yes.
He was a notorious, beloved Robin Hood of the Hood, I guess, if you want to say. Yep. Chalky White on Boardwalk Empire. One of my favorites, which I didn't get to talk to him about yet, was Kill the Messenger. That was it was a small part, but he plays every role, whether it's big, small, Ghostbusters, the remake, you know what I mean? Like, the guy, he's done it all, man.
The one and only Michael K. Williams is back.
Shout out. Say, what up, Shay 45?
Mike, you notice I'm trying to give you a whole different voice now, man, because I think we gotta start talking to you on the same level as, you know, a young Denzel.
Oh, man, brother, but I think
you know what I mean? Like,
no, but that's real, though.
Like, you know
look
what I mean?
at him in that way, Mahershala. We celebrate all of you guys. Like, it's just dope to see. You know, from, like DB mentioned, The Wire to everything that you're doing now, we have to start saluting that and recognizing that every time you come in.
I thank you. I thank you.
Sure.
And you just mentioned a few of the brothers out there, man. You know, from Chadwick Boseman, Marshall Ali, Sterling Brown,
Sterling.
Anthony Mackie. I mean, Lorenz Tate. I mean, there's a lot of good brothers that's still
Idris
Elba. I mean, come on, man. It's a good time to tell our stories and to see our image on the big screen, and I'm just proud to be a part of this movement of culture.
Yeah,
you've been at it for a while now, so you've been able to see the change in Hollywood. Like when everybody's watching the Oscars and you're seeing more diversity in terms of people getting nominated as well as winning. Can you feel it on the inside as well? It's not just aesthetics. So, like, are more opportunities coming down the pipeline? Or
I've been steady, just keeping my head down, just nose to the grind, and just been grinding.
Yeah.
But I do remember when The Wire first came around, it was like we're all the black actors, and and it was like then when David Simon said, well, here goes some of them, then it was like, oh, that show is only good because he picked them right out the street. We're like, no, some of us are actually trained actors, and so what if some of us did come from the street? Some of us still got skills, that's worth investing in. Sometimes I look now. Sometimes I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting older, and I feel like I hope I didn't miss my moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of young brothers coming out, and I celebrate them too, man. Right now I'm having a ball in Atlanta with Jason Mitchell and Trevor Jackson, man. These, Jason Mitchell, what he did with Straight Outta Compton, and what he's doing with my sister Sonia Song on The Shy on Showtime, man. I mean that brother's putting down some serious tape. Where I'm at right now in my career, I celebrate being a part of the culture and being where the movement is going right now in Hollywood, as being just a person of color, basically, and what I want to do with my platform is, while I got the attention, is create a platform for other people like myself. So, I got my production company, Freedom Productions, and I'm producing my first full-length feature film with the, shout out to the big homie, Shane Smith, over there at Viceland. I got my deal at Fox Searchlight, and I optioned a book from my brother I grew up with in the hood from Brooklyn, Stephen Mizell, we call him Miz. He wrote a book called Bishop. It did like 40,000 units out of his trunk, and I optioned the book, and we got a deal for that, man, and the script is being written right now, and we hope to be in production third quarter this year.
Congratulations! So now you talking not just acting, you building infrastructure now.
Yes, sir. Owning my own content.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes, sir.
You educated me a lot from the first time we did an interview back on Hot 97 years ago, and when we were talking about the Omar character and his sexual orientation, and we went back and forth about it, and it forced me to really sit down and think, damn, man, the conversation we had about it, and you playing, I think a question I asked you, man, damn, dude, would you do any role? You said, yeah, man, I'm an actor. I'm acting out a role, and our ignorance couldn't let us see past that. You opened my eyes to it, and it helped me to understand and really appreciate your craft even more, what you do as an actor, and even in playing this character, Leonard Pine, who's a gay character, right? Vietnam vet, right? What kind of research do you do for these roles, and how did playing roles like this open your mind, or was your mind already open?
Well, in regards to Leonard, the research was already laid out for me in one of my favorite movies that made me want to become an actor. It was a film called Dead Presidents.
Just a random,
just threw that
joint I saw.
A little independent film. Not sure if you know about it.
That was one of my favorite films. And it took a look at what the condition of what going to the war meant as a black man in America, with the Vietnam, so here's Leonard Pine, he feels like you don't get to judge him for his lifestyle. He's a little like out there with it, but he's like, I serve my country. Yeah. And if I want to be a Republican and listen to country music, and I want to be openly gay, that's my choice. I paid my dues to be an American. And, he says certain things like that in this season where, last I checked, this was still America. And I go where I want to go. I'm not going to let these Klansmen tell me I can't go to Grovetown. And I play him from that reality, and in regards to his orientation, I play that the same, and I play him a slightly different aspect than from Omar. With Omar was just like Omar was in love. Yeah, he had his first love was murdered, and that became a lot of his work became the first season was retaliation for killing his lover. With Leonard couldn't find love if it smacked him upside the face. He's just like every other average dude, looking for love in all the wrong places, right? And I play him like that, and he's miserable, he's middle aged, he can't find work, he's an ex-Marine, and it's there's a lot that goes into that of the black experience, and I play it from that aspect, and I don't try to pinpoint any one thing to try to hit that nail on the head, because as we know, being black in this country, it's all of the above. Yes, it's all of the above. That's all of the above. And how we relate to each other in relationships, and if there's a lot of us as as heterosexual men that can't find love. Yeah, and it's no different in the gay community. So I kind of play it like that. And these two men, these two middle-aged miserable men, and neither one, he can't find love, Hap can't find love, Leonard can't find love, and they joined at the hip, taking these wild adventures. And I just had that's the journey that I play him from.
Michael K. Williams, Hap Leonard, season 3, returning tomorrow on Sundance TV, 10 p.m. We're gonna open up the phone lines, take some more questions. 888-742-3345. Shade 45, Michael K. Williams. You like that song, huh?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ghostface Killer. Wu-Tang forever, baby.
Would you do music videos today?
To this moment, I would do a music video if the storyline was right, man. If Kendrick Lamar called me right now, I'd do a music video. If Rihanna called me right now, I'd do a music video. Hell yeah. Fabulous called me right now, I'm doing a music video.
Would you do one for somebody you didn't know, like that you liked their song, like an independent artist?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If the young sister SZA called me right now, I'd do a video.
Hey.
Word
you all
up.
platinum. You all platinum.
That's what I said. What you do, an independent? I know a few independent.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Everybody need a budget.
We hear you.
Right?
Platinum Sway. I got time for this shit.
All right. Michael K. Williams. Hey, man, when you see the movies like Black Panther, did you audition for that at all? Or?
No.
Damn, you would have been perfect in that movie.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been given an opportunity to audition.
Dead.
I mean, I know I'm good, right? And I'm blessed, and I know I'm right where God want me to be.
Yeah.
Amen.
At the same time, I don't play like I don't see what's happening. And it's the Black Panther. It was definitely it was a younger cast.
Yes.
Right. And I'm a man of a certain age, and I don't hide that. And I'm gonna wait my turn for the role that's written for a man that I can play without feeling like I'm playing myself.
Yeah.
Playing. It's like shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman. Both those brothers are they're younger than me, and it was just perfectly cast for the genre and for what the studio was going for.
Yeah.
And when it's right for me, it's going to come to me.
Oh, it's right now. Hap Leonard, season 3,
there you
Sundance
go.
TV.
There you
Turning
go.
tomorrow, 10 p.m.
You started out speaking about working with Jason Mitchell, and we had him on the show, and he spoke about how he got into acting not necessarily because it was something he wanted to do, but it was kind of an outlet from the surroundings that he grew up in. And I read that you kind of had the same path with finding acting, kind of to help you get out of trouble and make you do something different. So what's been the biggest eye-opening experience as far as your career in Hollywood, like taking acting seriously and figuring out the business, you know what I mean, and learning how to hit your mark and that sort of stuff?
The greatest lesson I've learned in this business was learning my gift. Because I came into this business for other reasons, I was always wondering if they like me, wondering if I'm good enough. I don't wonder that anymore. I know what I bring to the table today, and I value that, and I bring my A game wherever I go, and I'm not necessarily there to make friends anymore. I do my job, I keep my shit to shoe level, and I go home. I have my friends and my family already in my life, and so I'm not out there like that. I'm not trying to, I don't live in Hollywood. If we meet on the set and we click, great. And if we don't, that's also cool. But having said that, having met Jason, Trevor Jackson, and especially Jason Mitchell, man, like that brother, when I see him and his performance and the way he approaches his character, the vulnerability and the rawness, I see a similar. We cut from a similar cloth, if you know what I mean. And I would just, again, which is why I create Freedom Productions. I want to make sure when I see a young brother like Jason Mitchell come through the ranks, I want to make sure that he wins. He's supposed to stand on my shoulders and go to the next level. Like, don't be me, don't do what I do. Take what I did, take what you got, and go to the next level. And that's another reason why I have the production company.
Michael K. Williams.
I'm glad you brought up Jason.
That's a special brother.
Jason Mitchell.
Jason Mitchell, a special brother.
I'm glad, Mike, because he sat in that very chair that you sitting in now and inspired all of us, and was telling his story and how he came up and how he ended up taking classes. Like he was from the street, but he ended up getting involved in this program and taking classes, and his acting career took off. You walked in this room and was talking about how, people were saying, oh, you guys are from the streets or whatever, but you was like, some of us are trained, we know. What would you say to the person that's listening now is going to see this video that has this bug or this itch about acting? Would you suggest classes? Would you suggest maybe just reading about it first? Like, how important is the difference between just being naturally gifted and then going and then being trained?
You have to home in on the craft. There's no such thing as the natural talent. I mean, you got to work at it. Nothing is easy. This is just like wanting to become a doctor or wanting to become a lawyer. You may have or a mathematician. You may have but you have to go and study at that said craft. And acting is no different. For me, I wasn't really a classroom setting person. I didn't excel in that type of a setting. I'm more of a hands-on kind of guy. So I was blessed to find the off-Broadway theater community in New York City. We called them black boxes, right? I got with my first off-Broadway theater I worked with was under the late great Ellen Stewart. Ellen Stewart, God bless her soul, from La Mama Theater in the East Village. Then I got with Tunde Samuels and this amazing playwright from Brooklyn. Her name is Judy Shepard King. Shout out Auntie Judy. You know, she wrote a play. She wrote a play.
She's listening?
Yeah, she might be. Auntie Judy, baby. Okay. She's from Brooklyn. She wrote a play called Endangered Species that ran at the National Black Theater up in Harlem, NBT.
Oh, so you got in that, yeah.
So I got in that community. And then Mr. Mel Williams came from Philadelphia one Saturday and never went back and decided to start a company called Theater for the New Generation in New York City here. And we used to meet every Saturday from like 12 to 3 in some cold abandoned warehouse, and we would do plays in like the Paul Robeson Theater when it was so cold you can see your words come out your mouth. They would just freeze and the words just crumble to the floor.
Ice cubes.
Yeah, I mean ice cubes basically.
Right.
The Producers Club up on 44th and Manhattan and 9th Avenue. And that was my school. That was my classroom. Yeah. And that's how I got to learn character, how to layer a character, how to create, how to build the craft around what you do.
Right.
Michael K. Williams is here. We're going to take your calls, 888-742-3345.
Mike, one of Netflix, their best decisions ever made was to house Snow in the Bluff, which has become like a cult classic. And then I realized later that you were the executive producer, and I was like, oh my goodness, salute. For anyone who hasn't seen it really quickly, Snow in the Bluff basically is like a bird's eye view into the trap game in Atlanta, and it follows Curtis Snow. So the question, how real was that documentary? Because there were so many rumors that it was actually scripted. And can you give an update on Curtis?
First of all, shout out to Curtis Snow, man. That's a good brother. Just in a difficult situation that we can all relate to. None of that was scripted. Some of it was reenacted, like the gun stuff. But that was what you saw was pretty much what you got. Oh wow! And that robbery at the top of the scene where those kids go buy drugs and he robs them. I was told that really happened, right? And that's the camera and that he would use to go around. He really was filming his friends. And the producer, well, how I got to it, shout out to Ike Stapleton, man, my brother from Staten Island, from Shiloh Island. He saw that clip on Twitter and was like, yo, Mike, this dude, he called me MK. Yo, MK, this dude remind me of Omar. We need to, I'm hearing they still, you need to jump on this, man, and help them finish the movie, produce this. I was like, what? He said, yeah, I spoke to the producers, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what? So I get on the phone, and apparently the director, he had a little production studio in Atlanta and was walking around Atlanta literally putting up flyers looking for interesting stories. If you got any tapes, any interesting stories, any videos of yourself, bring them in and we'll make put you in the movie. And Curtis took that clip of him robbing them kids in the car and that's how you got Snow in the Bluff. But they were in the middle, and I came in. They were already kind of in production. I came in and we got the rest of the film done, and got the deal at Netflix, and that was one of their highest ranking viewed shows that year on with Netflix, because Netflix was just rolling out around that time. But I lost contact with Curtis. I got my own growing up to do. Basically, I'm still a work in progress myself, and I lost contact with him. But I hope, if he's hearing this, I hope that he's holding his head and he's doing good, man, because he has a family.
All right. Michael K. Williams is here, man. Hap and Leonard season 3 returning tomorrow on Sundance TV, 10 p.m. We're gonna take a few calls. Scott, what up? Scott is in Canada. Scott, what up?
Hey, hey, Heather, Tracy, DB.
Hey, what's up, man? What up? I'm here too.
Michael K, of course. I know. No, I'm just a huge fan of Michael K. I remember the last time he came 3 years ago. I called in, doing the same thing here. Absolutely love him. Just with a lot of his roles are based in the U.S. I'm curious, are you working on any roles in Canada? Just because there's icon in Canada, Viola Desmond, who refused to move from a seat in a movie theater. She's known as the Rosa Parks of Canada. She's being put on the $10 bill up here. I was just curious if there anything you're planning to do up north, because we do have a history, racial segregation and whatnot. Just throwing that out there.
Well, you just gave me some food for thought. I need to go do some research about this young lady that you just mentioned. But right now there are no immediate plans to head any stories out from Canada. Although I'm quite sure there's a lot of good, like you said, a lot of good stories out there. But in regards to me playing characters outside of the U.S., you can see me in this true story. I'm playing an Ethiopian by the name of Kebede. He was the one that led the Ethiopian Jews out of persecution from Ethiopia to Israel. It was an 11-year mission, and it's a true story. It took place in the 70s, I believe, late 70s, early 80s. It's called Red Sea Diving Resort, and I'm opposite Chris Evans, aka Mr. America, Mr. Captain America. Shout out to Chris. And that should be out sometime this year. And I had to learn Amharic, which is the Ethiopian language, and speaking a dialect I had never really done before. So I'm really excited to see that to get out there.
Dope.
Hey, Scott, man, thanks for calling, man. It's amazing you got in again when Mike was here, bro. You're a citizen, brother. All right. Hey, Michael, thanks for coming by, bro.
Yes.
Man, every time, man. Is your nephew over there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. What's his name again?
Dominic DuPont.
Dominic DuPont, man. Good to meet you. We just shouted your name out worldwide.
Thank you so much.
All that good energy for you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's what's up, man. Michael K. Williams, man, he's a great one. All right, thanks for coming through, brother.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45.